Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we will study how energy flows in ecosystem. Energy flow in ecosystem, that's major factor which supports the survival of greater number of organisms. For all the organisms on earth, the primary sources of energy वो क्या है? Solar energy, sunlight. Because plants use the solar energy to prepare their own food, and we all organisms depend on plants for our food. And it is assuming to find that we receive less than 50% of sun's effective radiation on earth. Effective radiation is we can say that radiation which can be used by the plant to carry out the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, when a plant uses carbon dioxide and water to prepare food, and oxygen gas is released in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. And most of the sun's radiations that falls on the earth, that is usually reflected back into the space by the earth's atmosphere. And this effective radiation, this amount of energy, solar energy, that's used by the plant for carrying out the process of photosynthesis, that is known as photosynthetically active radiation. Overall, we receive about 50 to 40 to 50% of energy that is having photosynthetically active radiation. This means the energy that comes from the sun, only 2 to 10% of it that's used by the plant for the process of photosynthesis. Rest of energy that is released back into the environment. And this percent of this energy that supports the entire world, as plants are the producers in the ecosystem, and we all organisms, plants, human beings, other organisms, we directly or indirectly depend on them for our survival. And this energy flow that takes place in our ecosystem, how it takes place? It takes place through food chain and food web, as we discussed earlier. This means food chain, it is simply transfer of energy from one organism to another, and food web, it is interlocked food chains. And during this process of energy flow in the ecosystem, plants being the producers, they absorb sunlight with the help of chloroplast, and part of it is transformed into chemical energy in the process of photosynthesis. वो जो एनर्जी स्टोर होती है in various organic products in plants, that's passed on to primary consumers, that are herbivores in the food chain, and herbivores are consumed by secondary consumers that are known as carnivores. In this, when carnivores उसके बाद होते हैं tertiary carnivores, वो जो एनर्जी स्टोर होती है प्लांट्स में, that gets transferred to different living organisms. And conversion of this chemical energy that is stored in plant products into kinetic energy of degradation of energy that will occur through it is conversion of heat. Thus, the food chain in food chain we can see there is a unidirectional flow of energy. This means energy जो है that flows in only one direction, that is from producers to herbivores, then to carnivores, and then to tertiary carnivores. And जो energy flow होती है that follows the 10% law. This means what is 10% law? This law was given by Lindemann, and according to this law, only 10% of energy that is transferred from one trophic level to another. What are trophic levels? These are different steps in food chain, and rest is lost into the atmosphere. You can see it. This can be explained with the help of this diagram. What is 10% law? Only 10% of energy is used, rest of it is released, or we can say reflected back into the atmosphere. For example, these are primary producers. This means plants. When plants receive solar energy, They contain 100% of energy. When they prepare their own food, only 10% of that 100% is used by primary consumers, that is herbivores. And जो सेकेंडरी कंज्यूमर्स होते कार्निवोर्स होते वो क्या करते हैं, वो इस 10% का 10% यूज़ करते, दैट्स ओनली 1%। एंड जो फिर थर्ड लेवल कार्निवोर्स होते हैं वो इसका इस 1% का 10% यूज़ करते, दैट्स 0.1%। और जो टॉप कार्निवोर्स होते हैं, और या वी कैन से एपेक्स प्रेडिटर्स, दे यूज़ 10% of this 0.1%, that is 0.01%। and the rest of energy है that's lost as heat। and जो energy consume करते हैं 10%, that is finally that is absorbed by decompose, and that's recycled back into the soil and is again used by plants. That is what is known as 10% law. Here you can see as a number of, as we go from first tropic level to next, and then next we can see amount of energy that decrease. Got it? And flow of energy in a food chain, thus you can see that unidirection, it moves progressively through the various tropic levels. Green plants जो है they capture only 1% of energy of the sunlight that falls on the leaves and converts it into food energy. When green plants are eaten by primary consumers, a great deal of energy is lost as heat to the environment. On average 10% of food is eaten is turned into its own body and made available to the next level of consumers. Thus, we can say only 10% can be taken as an average value. The amount of organic matter present at each step, and it reaches the next level of consumers. This is how energy takes place, how flow of energy takes place in ecosystem, and it follows the 10% law that was given by Lindemann. And we see as we move towards from one tropic level to another tropic level, amount of energy that decrease. That's all about the flow of energy in ecosystem and 10% law. Thank you.